So watch this. So today we're going to look at more equations, right? We're going to look at solving equations with variables on both sides. Okay, so remember we discussed before that an equation has two sides, right? Left side and a right side. So now let's look at our first example. Example A. So we have 7n plus 5 equal 2n plus 25. So now our goal is we need to solve these equations. We need to solve for the variable n. But in order to do that, what do we need to do? We need to get the like terms on one side of the equation. So in this case, we need to get all the terms with the variable n on one side of the equation. In this case, we're gonna get all the terms with the variable n on the left side of the equation, and all the constants, the numbers, we're going to get them to the right side of the equation. So we're going to follow, right? We're going to identify the mathematical operation and we're going to apply the inverse operation. That's the only way to do it. All right, so now let's look at the first example. 7n plus 5 equals 2n plus 25. Okay, so remember, variable n in this case does not like company, so we want to get the variable n by itself. We want to isolate the variable n. In order to do that, if you look carefully, we have a 7n over here. You know what, let me just quickly rewrite this equation. We have 7n plus 5 is equal to 2n plus 25. I see somebody is laughing at my n. Yes, this is an n, okay? Alright, this is an n, so stop laughing at my n. So if you look carefully, we want to get all the like terms on one side of the equation. In this case, we want to get all the term with the variable n on the left side of the equation. So if you look carefully, here's a term with the variable n. Here's another one on the right side with the variable n, right? Those are like terms. And if you look carefully, we have a positive 5 constant, which is a different term from 7n. And if you look here on the right side, there's another constant alike term. So if you look carefully, I just put a box around the constants, the numbers, okay? And the term with the variable, I put a circle around it. So I want to get all the circles on the left side of the equation and all the squares on the right side. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly rewrite it so you're not confused by the circles and the squares, or the boxes, so to speak. Okay, just quickly write this down. I'm doing much better today with my pen. All right, so now we want to leave 7n on the left side of the equation, but if you look to the right of this term 7n, we have positive 5. We want to go ahead and just kick positive 5 over the bridge, over the equal sign, all the way on the right side of the equation. In order to do that, let's identify the operation for 5. What is the mathematical operation for 5? The mathematical operation for 5 is addition. So we need to go ahead and apply the inverse of addition, which is, you should know by now, what is it? Subtract 5 on both sides of the equation. If you look carefully, what I'm doing, it's a 5. I put it directly under the like term on the right side of the equation. So now let us just go ahead and quickly simplify. Okay, so I'm gonna simplify. Positive 5 minus 5 cancels out. This is 0. So now 25 minus 5, we're left with 20 there. So now let us bring down what's left on this side of the equation, the left side of the equation. We have 7n. Okay, we're bringing down what's left, boys and girls, equal, okay, we bring down the 2n, and now just gonna bring down, remember it's positive 20, Okay, you're subtracting or you're adding two numbers with different signs. What do you need to do? Subtract the smaller from the bigger, keep the sign of the bigger one. Okay, so we have 20. So the next step now, right? We're making progress here, ladies and gentlemen. Progress. We have 7n is equal to 2n plus 20. Our goal is to get all the like terms together. So now 7n is over there by itself. 7n is waving, said hello, 2n. You need to come on this side of the equation. Come over on the left side of the equation. So what do we need to do now? We need to move this 2n from the right side of the equation to the left side of the equation. So now go ahead and identify the mathematical operation for 2n. What is it? The term 2n, is it positive? Is it negative? So we know it's positive. We need to apply the inverse operation, which is negative. So we're going to subtract 2n on both sides, from both sides of the equation. Remember, whatever we do on one side, we must do it on the other side of the equation. So 7n minus 2n, we're left with 5n. Okay, now this cancels out. We bring down what's left. We only have 20. So now, ladies and gentlemen, now we get to our final step. We have 5n is equal to 20. This should look familiar, like similar to when we did when we solved one-step equations. So now we have 5n is equal to 20. So now n is doing better. However, n does not like company. N wants to be by his or herself, right? N wants to be by himself. So we're going to work on that. So what do we need to do now? Identify what's going on here. We have 5n, right? So the operation here, we need to apply the inverse operation of multiplication. Because remember, 5n is the same as 5 multiplied by n. So the mathematical operation going on there is multiplication. So we need to apply the inverse, right? So we're going to divide by the coefficient on both sides of the equation. Okay. 5 cancels out. We're left with n. And this side is equal to 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. And that is our solution. So now we can also, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and check to see if this is correct. So now we have the original equation. So wherever we see n, we're going to substitute it for the number 4. So we have 7 times quantity 4 plus 5 is equal to 2. We're going to substitute the n for 4 plus 25. And now we're going to go ahead, now we're going to simplify both sides of the equation. If both sides of the equation are equal, then therefore our answer is correct. Distribute the 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 5 is equal to 2 times 4 is 8 plus 25. 28 plus 5, 28 plus 5 is 33. 8 plus 25, 33. Okay? Both sides of the equation, right? Both sides are equal. Therefore, our solution is, let's give ourselves a tap on the back. Check mark. Bam. That is correct. Our solution